All right, cool. So we'll get started here. Hey everyone, thank you for showing up to the WNYO General Interest Meeting for 2020-2021. We're your college radio station. We're here for you guys. We're 100% student run. And this year's a little unconventional, so we'll go ahead and sort of just introduce ourselves as an e-board, as is tradition. And we'll just kind of have some fun with it. We will go through sort of what's different about this year compared to years in the past. We'll also sort of go through how you can get involved with NYO, answer any questions you have. We're going to ask if you can save questions to the end. We have a little question and answer section there for you guys. But if you do have specific questions throughout the meeting, you can always DM the specific e-board member you'd like to ask a question to. You can also just email DM us overall, and someone will answer your question. We'll answer it during the presentation. But we're really looking forward to this year, despite everything going on. We hope we can stay open the entire semester, but again, that all depends on COVID regulations, which we'll cover in a second. Before we get started, though, I want to thank our friends from the Oswegonian, WTOP, NBS, PRSSA for being here. They're your other student media orgs on campus. We'll go with WTOP first. I don't know if Matt Green's here yet, but he's the general manager of WTOP-10, the campus TV station. Matt, if you want to go ahead and explain TOP for everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Jen. So, WTOP-10 TV, if you're not familiar with it, we broadcast on cable 10.2 and on 96 public access, as well as all of our website and all of our social media. And I'm happy to say that despite restrictions, we are still going on a remote model of production this year, live or pre-produced. If you're ever interested in, going on air when it comes to anchoring the news, reporting, or starting your own original production, or doing anything behind the scenes like technical directing or anything else, all those opportunities are still open, as well as, social media positions on our human resources board, just to name a few. I think the only thing really that's off the table is covering live sports, because that's not till January. So if you're interested, come to our general interest meeting tomorrow at 6:30. The link's in the Zoom and our socials. And just email me at matt.green@wtop10.com if you have any other questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you.
So TOP is a great opportunity if you're looking to get involved in television. We work hand in hand on a lot of stuff. We just went and covered a story together today. So definitely worth the getting involved with. We'll hand it over to Matt Watling. You're representing the Oswegonian today, right?
Yeah, I'm the managing editor at the Oswegonian. Our general interest meeting is tonight at 7. You can follow us at the Oswegonian. We have the Zoom link in our pinned tweet. I highly recommend joining, even if you're a broadcasting major. That's what I am. I joined my freshman year, and it teaches you so much more than just how to write. It kind of teaches you how to write eventually for broadcast and grammar. It's really helpful and a lot of fun. Where this semester, at least, we're doing bi-weekly issues as opposed to weekly issues like we usually do due to the restrictions. You'll never really be in the office. It's all online. For any staff writers, we have an assistant news editor position open, which is a lot of fun as well. You can be on the office if you want to with that. And other than that, it'll be pretty much writing about a story a week or whenever you want. You don't have to write every single week, but we highly recommend it because it's just a lot of fun. It gets you really a lot better the more you write. And other than that, just come by the interest meeting tonight, right after this one at 7 o'clock. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, awesome. Yeah, Gonian, again, your student paper, oldest media org. They're a lot of fun. Make sure you go to that meeting tonight, 7 o'clock. It's on their social media as well. Go show them some love. Sky, you're from NBS, right?
Yes. Hi, I'm Sky. I'm NBS president. So National Broadcasting Society is a national organization. We have a convention each year. We're not sure if we're going to have a convention this year. Usually we meet professionals and things like that, and they tell us like what it's like to work in whatever area last year we went to California and they told us what it's like to work in California. The previous year we went to Philadelphia and we got to meet like sports anchors and things like that, and people who worked in the sports field in Philadelphia. This year is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking to local professionals, people in Buffalo, people in Syracuse, just to like kind of figure out like, what do I want to do? It also looks great on resumes. If you're a part of this national association, we don't have a general interest meeting just yet, but if you would like to join, it is very It's not a lot of work at all. You do as much as you want or as little as you want. And if you want to be a part of it, just send me your email. You can just DM me on this Zoom thingy. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Sky. Yeah, MBS, definitely a great organization. Go get involved with that as well. They're pretty big on campus. They sort of, help you build that professional connection, the work you're doing at the Oswegonian, WTOP, or WNYO. You have that great reel and that great resume you're building, but then you take MBS with your connections and you can actually put your resume on someone's desk. Then there's also PRSSA. They're unfortunately not here tonight. I'm sure you can find out more about them on Laker Life, though. Yeah. So, yeah, as it says, we all love each other. We always work with each other a lot. Be it Gonian covering sports with NYO and TOP or, collaborating on news stories. But, we're all friends. We're all sort of intermingled. So, it's a great time. So definitely get involved in all of the media orgs on campus. So who am I? My name's Jen Rabalato. I use she, they pronouns. I'm from Albany, New York. I'm a broadcast mass communications major, as well as an information science major, rocking that double major life. Definitely not stressed at all. But I'm the class of 2021, meaning I'll be graduating this year, meaning we're looking for training new general manager so we're candidates this year. So if that's something you're interested in, get involved with NYO. You do have to be in the organization for 1 year on the executive board. So if you're an underclassman, that's something you definitely want to look forward to in the future. If you ever need to contact me for any reason at all, do not hesitate. You never bother me. It is literally my job to answer people's emails and to help you guys out with any questions and stuff like that. You can email me at jrobilot, that's JROBILOT @oswego.edu. That's the quickest way to get a hold of me. We're working on getting WNYO emails soon, but you can also email the WNYO @oswego.edu account as well. That's sort of the organization's email, and anyone on the e-board will respond to at that point. But I'm always on my phone. Yesterday I was on like 5 hours worth of phone calls between stuff with the station and a podcast project we're working on, and I'm always on my phone. So if you need to get a hold of me, you can definitely get a hold of me within 12 hours time. So feel free to reach out. Any questions at all. More than willing to help you guys out. So what is WNYO? Well, we're SUNY Oswego's award-winning student college radio station. We're 100% student-run. We were founded in 1968 in Seneca Hall. You can only pick us up in Seneca Hall, and then we got chartered as an SA organization, I believe, in 1970. And from then on, we've been known as WNYO, WOCR. Pretty cool organization, long history, and we're just rocking out. We broadcast worldwide 24/7, 365 days a year, hoping that stays the same. We have an automation system that sort of keeps everything running when we're not here. And, it's professional quality, great stuff. We have, brand new state-of-the-art Wheatstone L6 and E8 boards. L8 and E6 boards, my mistake. And everything's over IP, so we can take audio from our production rooms, throw it straight on air. We can take, something happening in our main studio, throw it right back into a production room, and edit it, mix it up, cut it for pre-recorded airing, or cut it for your reel, or whatever you got to do. But some really, really cool equipment we're working on getting wide orbit radio automation software this year. We're basically at the point where we're putting pen to paper. We're just waiting on the new SA treasurer to actually sign that paperwork. But once that's in, we'll have brand new state-of-the-art automation software, and we'll be, a state-of-the-art, almost commercial-like station with how the equipment that we have, which is going to be awesome, and gives you guys the best opportunity to learn the trade and build your resumes. We broadcast on 88.9 FM in the Oswego Fulton area, so you can always listen to us in your car. If you have a radio, you can listen to us on your radio. But most likely, you guys are going to listen to us on Stream One, on our website, on the Radio FX app, or on TuneIn, which is really cool because you can listen to us on any smart device. So if you have an Amazon Alexa or a Google Home, your phone, you can just say, hey, turn on WNYO, and then your phone will do it. You just got to have TuneIn installed. But, it's just like if, you're listening to a iHeart radio station and they're like, oh, hey, Alexa, tune to WNYO. And then it's like, okay. It's like their little commercial they have going for that. We can do the same thing. It's pretty cool. And the good thing about TuneIn and Radio FX is they're both free to download, both iOS and Android. So you can do it however you listen to radio. So our mission here at WNYO, we're here to help you first and foremost. Our organization and our executive board are here to help you guys succeed in your careers, be it in radio, in college, whatever it is. We want you guys to have the best opportunity to do what you want to do. We never turn down any ideas. That's why we're a variety format station. We, sort of go through and provide you guys a professional environment to learn and to grow, and we always encourage growth. So while as a freshman, you may not be the best at speaking or the best at producing content, by your senior year, we want you to be that person who can go and do anything that you need to be able to do, and take those skills you learned here into the professional environment. Because, I love this school, I love our comm department, but there's some things that just aren't taught to students very well. And I think a lot of that is practical production work. And that's something that the student media orgs provide you. We're here to help you get real world experience, as I said, and build your resume for the future. Again, we're a variety radio station, so we never turn down any idea. If you like jazz music or, dance music, electronica or hip hop, underground, exotic, Brazilian third wave punk, or you just like playing top 40s, you can do it here. If you're just like going into the studio, gossiping with your friends, talking about the news, talking about what's going on in the world, talking about sports, we have amazing sports programming here. They're the ones who win us all of our awards. Unfortunately, this year we can't do live sports until at least January 1st, but we're hoping everyone sort of does what they need to do so that way we can go back to normal in the spring and bring you the best Lakers hockey coverage that we can. So because of COVID, we've had to change a lot of things, and that's really unfortunate because it sort of takes away from a lot of the experiences that you're able to get here. So radio shows have been reduced to 1 hour only. Normally, we allow shows to go on for longer, but that comes down from administration. They only want people in spaces for 1 hour at a time. There's eventually going to be sort of an app called Campus Flow. It's going to track when people are in and out of spaces. We don't have information on that yet. We're waiting on Campus Life to get back to us. A lot of this that I'm about to tell you is speculation. Campus Life has not really communicated well with us. So I'm just telling you what we know. Shows can only be 1 hour at a time. You can only have 2 hosts in the actual studio. If you have a show with 3 or 4 people, you'll need to either use our phone box to call them into the show, or use Zoom or Google Meet or Skype or whatever other sort of online meeting platform you like to use to bring them on air. We have the equipment to do that.
Quick question: if we're pre-recording a show, does it still have to fit into that 1 hour limit?
I'm going to get to that in a second. We'll get to that, I think it's on the next slide, actually. So yeah, live shows can only be done when the Morano Campus Center is open. We thought that was 9 to 5. Now we're hearing 9 to 6:30, or maybe like 9 to 8. I would show you the email I got from Campus Life maybe like 30 minutes ago, but there's some sensitive information in there. But basically what they told us was, now I'll read it here for you guys. As far as MCC hours, they still haven't been finalized, so we don't know when they're going to be open, but we think it's going to be this time or this time. As far as weekend access, we don't know. So right now we're rolling with Mondays through Friday, 9 to 8, but that's kind of, that's what we're speculating. Once we get more information, you guys are all on the email list, we'll push that out to you. So pre-recorded options for shows. Obviously, if you don't want to be in an environment that could expose you to COVID, or you're downstate, or you're just not on campus, or you want to have a late night show where you can play explicit music due to safe harbor regulation, you can absolutely do that. So with the way we're doing pre-recorded shows this year is sort of in a syndication style manner. So you will pre-record your show on your own, send it to us 36 hours before its airing time. You'll send that to Abby, who's our programming director. She'll introduce herself in a little bit. But you send it to her 36 hours in advance and be like, okay, here's segment A, segment B, and segment C. So segment A would be, just whatever you want it to be. Segment B, same thing, as well as segment C. Each segment may be no more than 18 minutes long. That is to allow for our 2-minute break when we play our PSAs, our promotions for our upcoming shows, underwriters, because we do actually have underwriters, C's Farm Market and Beverage Center, where the drinks never end. Shameless plug there. But yeah, no, so we do have things that we have to run at the top of the hour, at 18 minutes past the hour, and at 38 minutes past the hour. So when you do your syndicated content, cut it up into those 18-minute blocks. send it over to Abby, and she'll schedule it for programming when your show is scheduled. As far as studio and office access, the production studios are closed except for essential staff, which is defined in our COVID plan as being the executive board. That's just to limit people going in and out of there and for contact tracing reasons. If you do want to gain access to a recorded copy of your show, we do record every single show in 1 hour blocks. We have an automatic show logger there, and we will send that to you. All you gotta do is shoot us an email. We save shows for up to 31 days. Again, we'll save it from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So we do it for 1 hour at a time. So that happens automatically. You don't have to do anything. So you have full access to your show after it's done. The office is closed. We don't want people hanging out in there or just, normally we like our office to be open. Our door's always open. We want people being in there, sort of making friends, just hanging out in there, doing homework, whatever it is you want to do. But our office has to be closed just to vital staff due to COVID regulations that have been passed down from the administration. Masks mandatory on air, off air. If you're in a WNYO space, you got to have your mask on. Campus policy, as well as just good practice for keeping everyone COVID safe. I found my mouse here. So COVID continue. Live sports are canceled until the first of the year in 2021, when SUNYAC will hand down the decision about sports in the spring. We're hoping live sports will be back. I really, 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 really miss hockey and basketball. Podcasts, we're reducing the rental time down to 24 hours at a time, and that is just to make sure we can get that equipment in and out to the next podcast as quickly as possible. We're expecting sort of an uptick in podcasts this year, and we are going to be cleaning the equipment into the office and out of the office as well before you even get your hands on it. So that way it's sanitized. We do want people doing podcasts if they can do it. It's sort of the new direction audio media is going. Matt, our podcast director, will sort of talk to you more about podcasts later in the slideshow, though, and Aaron will do the same with sports. Our full COVID plan is located at the bottom of our website, which is WNYO889.org. It's at the very bottom of the page. We also have our handbook constitution and our FCC public file on there as well. We ask that you clean all surfaces that you touch, so door handles, door frames, faders, pots, microphones, keyboards, mice, whatever it is, before you use it and after you use it, just so that way you know that it's clean before you touch it, and that way the person after you, you did the respectful thing. You cleaned it for them before they came in. So, plus, it doesn't hurt to clean something twice. Again, masks are mandatory. If you're caught without a mask, you will be asked to not come back until we can figure something out. But we want you guys to be safe and following campus and local policies and laws. That's just how it's going to be. Administrative departments. So we have a bunch of departments here at WNYO. We have a business and sales department. They sort of handle all the money going in and out of the station. Business director, you're basically our accountant. You're in charge of filing purchase orders as well as maintaining our books. And the sales director, you're in charge of going out to advertisers and underwriters and be like, hey, underwrite with WNYO. I understand we're going through an economic depression right now. So sales director, you're going to have a really hard job this year. But we'll get into that later on in the slideshow when we introduce our open position for sales director. Our chief engineer, they are in charge of fixing everything that is broken, making sure the station runs as smooth as possible, and keeping everything, kosher, making sure that microphones are working, making sure that, people have internet connection during our live pre-recorded content, making sure that everything sounds nice and crisp on air, make sure that, we're keeping up to FCC standards. Music and charting. We have a wonderful music department here. We do charting every week. We report that to NACC, which is a North American College Charting Association or something like that. And they're in charge of, keeping track of spins of songs and reporting out to record labels. So that way they know what songs are playing. That's how you get your Billboard Top 100. Except for college radio, we don't usually play a lot of Top 100 music. But we're a variety station, and that's kind of like what we're going for during some hours. Production department, you're in charge of, making sure our promos, PSAs, IDs, underwriters, you're basically in charge of all of the content that isn't a show. So if it is a promo or a new ID you're making or an underwriter for a client that has donated some money to us, you're in charge of all that. Making sure shows have, intros and outros and bed music and stuff like that. Programming, you're in charge of making the schedule. making sure shows have a time, they go on, they go off, and just, having a good time with that. It's a really hard job, but it's, the most important job. Even though all these jobs are really important. Public relations, we have an amazing public relations director who we're introduced to you in a minute. You're in charge of making sure we have, awesome social media, which we do this year. I think it's the best it's been, and I've been here for 4 years, and we have an amazing social media department. PR, you're also our street team. So if it wasn't for COVID, we'd be out on the quad, doing live events, handing out t-shirts, handing out sweatshirts, handing out stickers, buttons, bumper stickers, backpacks, pens, playing music in the quad for students to come and listen to, and planning our events. As you can see on the slideshow right there, we have a Battle of the Bands event that we were a part of, and public relations was a big part of that. Then we have our website. If you want to be part of helping build our website, Pat will sort of explain that to you guys later. But, we have a blog on there that we're trying to build. You're in charge of making graphics for the website and helping Pat keep that up to date. On-air department's a little bit slimmer, but you're the people who are the station. You're the ones who are going out there and making content for your reel, making content for students to listen to, and people in this town do listen to our stations, believe it or not. We have our general music department. This covers all facets of music, be it jazz, electronic, hip hop, country, although we don't have any country shows or music in the automation software. Alternative, pop, rock, classical, whatever it is. We have 2 different departments within that. We have our, technically 3. We have our general music department, which is in charge of charting and gathering new generic music. We have our alternative department, which is in charge of gaining new alternative music, as well as maintaining rapport with record labels, and our hip hop department. Last year, we cut out the rock department due to a lack of rock music being played on the station, as well as us trying to rebrand and reformat the station. Sports talk and live sports kind of come hand in hand. We do all live sports either on Stream 1 or Stream 2. Stream 1 is usually reserved for hockey games, both home and away. We are the only student media org that covers live home and away hockey games. WTOP does home games, and the Oswegonian, they're a newspaper, but they do cover both home and away, but they obviously don't do it live. But Ben Greco, the man, the myth, the legend, has an awesome Twitter account when hockey starts back up. We also throw on the basketball playoffs and a couple other sports, their playoffs on Stream 1, which goes out over the airwaves. And then everything else is thrown on our second stream for sports. Stream 2, that's on our website only. It's pretty cool stuff, guys. And then sports talk, we have awesome sports talk shows. We got the weekend recap with Matt Watling and Luke Owens. We've got the new WNYO Sports Hour with Aaron Valentino and Brandon Ladd. Check those shows out. We'll have an updated schedule on our website in the end of the week, hopefully. And, it'll be pretty cool. News and talk. If you want to be part of the news department, Jacob Johnson, he's your guy to go to. He's our news director. We'll be doing up some news. And talk shows also fall under his jurisdiction, so he's in charge of making sure talk shows maintain editorial standards. And you can really go on air, talk about whatever you want, as long as it, falls within FCC and just reasonable, rules of what to talk about on air. But that's all in our handbook. Handbook's really, really long. Definitely need to look over it, though. We have an updated version coming out at the end of the month. And then podcasting. Matt Watling, again, our podcast director. He's going to talk all about podcasting in a little bit. But that's something we're looking to expand on this year. And, that property is yours. We're here to provide you a place to promote your podcast, as well as give you professional recording and editing opportunities. That's why you should record your podcasts with WNYO instead of just going off on your own, because we can give you that equipment for free, as well as give you tips and pointers and, give you a platform to promote your podcast. So with all of that said, I'm going to stop talking because y'all are probably already tired of me talking. I am long-winded and I don't know how to keep things nice and short, but we're going to pass it over to our e-board now. And this is your guys' e-board.
Hi, everyone. I'm Abby Connolly. You probably heard from me already from just emails and if you've already submitted your show requests. I'm the programming director this year. I'm a sophomore, class of 2023. I'm a public relations and English double major, so exciting stuff. And I'm from Elmira, New York, which is like southern tier, about 2 hours away. The best way to reach me is probably through my email. You can see that down there at the bottom of the screen, aconnell@oswego.edu. And then I'll tell you a bit about what I do. Wait, do I? Okay, thanks. So my roles, I'm scheduling. So those show requests that everyone, for the most part, has been filling out, I put down the times. I'm making that schedule, making sure that the programs aren't running into each other and that everybody is happy with their time and is able to get the show when they want to be within their class schedule. I'm also in charge of program quality. So if there's ever an issue with the show, maybe between DJs or between something that was said on air, that's going to come back to me so we can kind of handle that internally. And then I also act as the liaison between the general manager and the rest of the members of WNYO. So if there's ever an issue that needs to be discussed, you'll come to me. I'm the best person on the e-board to do that, just because I'll be able to contact directly with the general manager and kind of handle that internally. Getting involved with me, fill out that show request form. Obviously, if I'm in charge of program quality, I need there to be programs that exist. And if I need to make the schedule, I need there to be shows to be put in. So that's the best way to help me. Reach out, become a DJ. You can reach out to anybody on the e-board. They're all super helpful. I just got involved last year. I'm a sophomore, as I said, and I got so involved because everybody was so open and just willing to help me. So right now, I'm not looking for assistance, but later on in the semester, you might hear from me again if you want to learn more about programming in general and what I do. So thank you.
All right, so I'll leave it there for 15 seconds for you guys to take a picture. I also sent in the chat a link to the show request form. And yeah, we'll move on to our next executive board member.
That's me. Hi, I'm Sky Hosford. I'm your music director. I'm from Auburn, New York, which is about 30 minutes southwest of Syracuse, if you know where that is. I'm a mass communications and broadcasting major. I'm a junior this year, and that is my email right there in case you need to reach me for any reason. But again, we are doing questions at the end, so that'd be a great way to talk to me too. So my roles are like listening to music set in from record labels. I have a stack right now that I need to listen to. So that's definitely a big part of the job. Also reporting spin counts to the North American College and Community Charting System. I do that every week. Pretty much the DJs have to play 2 or 3 songs that are part of a list, and then from those songs, I take those songs and I put them in the spin count. I'm also supposed to have a monthly meeting with DJs, so I will probably see all of you or most of you if you're going to become a DJ every month. How can you be involved? I'm looking for a team of assistants to help me with listening to music and updating the charts, and it's a good way to learn music director roles if that's something that you're looking forward to doing in the future. You can also become a DJ and recommend music to me or my assistants, and if you would like to hear like some specific kind of genre of music.
Hello everyone, I'm Hunter, your chief engineer this semester. A lot of people butcher my last name, so there it is. It's Gur-Sitz, like you're sitting down. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I'm an information science system, whatever you call it, major. I'm also a senior like Jen, so I have some information for you to pay attention to because we're going to need a chief engineer for next year. I also have 2 emails and 1 phone number that you should definitely write down. So WNYOtech@gmail.com is our primary email for the engineering department at WNYO. That's my personal email if you need to get a hold of me. And that's my phone number. That is a business line I have. It's not like my cell phone, so you can't text me and hit me up in the middle of the night. But if you call that number, I will. If you have any issue, let's say Encode, our system we use to broadcast our music on the station, if something goes wrong while you're doing your show, give me a call. I'm about 5 minutes, 10 minutes from campus. If it's a real emergency, I can come to campus and check it out. So my roles include, managing the technology for the club. So there's switches, there's servers, there's computers, there's all kinds of stuff in our studio that needs managing. And there's things that are going to break. There's things that need to be updated. Like, for example, Jen last semester had to update the Mac because we lost half our files. So stuff like that, I'll be primarily doing. If, let's say you're doing a podcast and the computer says it needs an update and it keeps popping up an update, I'm going to be the guy to update that computer and hopefully keep that off for you. The biggest one that Jen was mentioning is Stream 1. We see a lot of our users, especially during hockey games, go on Stream 1 during live actual peak times like hockey games. But unfortunately this semester, no hockey games. But we used to see, like, one time I saw during like championship, there was 129 people listening. We can listen up to 1,000 visitors at a time on stream one. So pretty cool what we got at WNYO. I also am in charge of the daily logs. And the daily logs basically are just a bunch of like numbers from a antenna on top of the administration building. I can never say that name, but it's basically on top of the administration building. And basically what we do is we make sure it's like not over peaking against FCC policies. Now this semester, go back, Jen, I'm sorry. This semester I am looking for an assistant. I will teach you probably the coolest thing that anybody will probably teach you as like a more like internship. I'm going to show you personally and studio-wise how to update, install operating systems, manage, fix computers, maybe even mess with the audio board, and we'll do some other cool stuff. I'll even show you some personal things like maybe how to connect Ace to the switch if we need to do that ever and stuff like that. I'm going to train you so that you can possibly become our next chief engineer. If you're interested, please email me at wnyotech@gmail.com. Okay, this semester, COVID-19 has really changed everything. And the previous semester, I've seen things that I'm not a liking of. So we need to address some things if you're going to definitely be a part of the organization. First thing first is that all members and everybody, have to clean and also report broken equipment. If you see a headphone broken or if you see a microphone that's dangling off the wire, please let myself know or Jen know immediately so that we don't have to pay more money down the road for something that could have been fixed for cheaper, especially if it's like hard drives that are grinding or something. And remember, at the start of your show, you're going to learn this when you start your DJ training. I'm actually a DJ on the station. I do live mixing, and I just found out my show is going to be at 2 p.m. on Wednesdays, so check that out. But the point here is we do have a sign-in attendance log, and Jen can explain more about that later to you. But basically, you want to make sure you sign in for your show, because if you don't, Sky and all of them can actually shut your show down, and the programming director will shut your show down, and yeah, you're going to lose your show. You don't want that. COVID-19, again, here we go. You got to clean and disinfect, okay? Make sure you're wearing those masks. And like Jen mentioned in our plan, 60% alcohol hand sanitizer upon entering the studio and leaving the studio. This keeps everything clean. I know we had some issues in the past. But again, don't spray directly on the equipment, too. That's another thing, especially with the new MCC labs. Don't spray directly on. Spray on the towel and then wipe the equipment. Don't spray directly because you can ruin the electronics. And finally, continued, this is the biggest issue we had last semester. There's the in-studio speakers. These things are like studio monitors almost. They go pretty loud, trust me, at 20%. So don't turn the dial up. You know what I'm talking about when you start your training. Please don't turn it up past 10 o'clock. There should be no reason. Jen and I have actually set the levels now, so they should be good to go. Don't abuse the equipment, okay? Someone else is paying for it. You're getting the opportunity. The school is giving you something totally unique here. Like, who else says they can go on air at their school? Like, most schools don't have a radio station. I came from Bus State. They were only allowed to play old rock music, nothing on the top 40. So let's be happy we have our station that we do. So again, hang up headphones, replace the microphone. And finally, have fun, guys. Like me mixing live at night, I can't tell you how many people called into the studio and was like, dude, your show is amazing. Like, it's so, they said they said some funny stuff. But they're happy. You get your excitement going. It's a great time. And, we also did some statistics for you. 17,000 people you could be listening to your show, but it doesn't actually probably hit that much, but
it never hits that much.
People.
It never hits that much.
Yeah, 17,000 people could eventually listen in the Oswego area. So again, I'm Hunter Gerson, guys, chief engineer this semester. Again, write down that phone number, 716-803-8597 if you have any issues this semester.
Awesome. Thank you, Hunter. Again, Hunter mentioned the attendance log. We're working on a new system for that this year because of COVID. We took the binders away that you normally would sign into. We're currently working on a new system for that, so just kind of hang tight on that, guys. We don't really like to take people's shows away, but I mean, lack of attendance is listed on a handbook as a reason, but we give you up to 3 unexcused absences. You only have to let us know why you have to go. You just tell us, hey, I can't come into my show today. And we're like, okay, cool, you're good. Because, everyone's got stuff going on. We're all college students. Stuff's happening. Yeah, engineering department, pretty cool. Hip hop director, Miguel. Is he here yet? I know his class is getting out a little later than usual. Miguel, you here? Awesome. I don't think Miguel's here, but Miguel, he's our hip hop director. He's awesome. He does a lot with the school. He's on the paintball team. He was on the rugby team until he shattered his leg. He's a pretty cool guy. He's from downstate. If you're from Queens, Miguel's from Queens too. Something you can bond over. He's a broadcast mass comm major. He's a senior, also graduating. He's looking for some assistance. That's his email. If you like hip hop music at all, send an email over to mortiz@oswego.edu. So what does he do? He listens to hip hop music that's sent to us by record labels, as well as emailing them, making sure we have a good rapport with them, scheduling interviews with their artists, and making sure we have fresh, up-to-date new music for you to play. He also helps introduce new genres of hip hop to our listeners. This year he's looking at adding a lot more of Latin hip hop, which is pretty cool stuff. We're looking at some soca music as well. We're looking at expanding our hip hop department a little bit, broadening the genres we play. So if that's something you're interested in, email him. He's looking for 2 assistants this year. That's something that he could really, really, really need. So again, I'll just sort of reiterate that for the people who are just coming in now. The Oswegonian meeting is tonight at 7 p.m. That is Thursday, August 27th. Yeah. And then tomorrow at 6:30, which is August 28th, WTOP will be doing their presentation as well. Get involved in both of those media orgs, guys. Really, really, we love each other. We work with each other a lot. Get involved. So our news director, Jacob Johnson.
How's everyone doing today? My name's Jacob Johnson. You guys can just call me Jake. I'm from Warrensburg, New York. It's right next to Lake George, about 5 minutes from it. I'm a broadcasting major with a minor in political science. I'm going to be a junior. My email is jjohns30@oswego.edu if you have any questions. And my Twitter is @JakeJohnson1025 if that's an easier way to DM me or something of that nature. So I'm the news director here. Basically your roles are you're an on-air news anchor. You can do, as Jen talked about before, you can do news shows, talk shows, you spread the news. You really report on everything news. I know Jen had messaged me earlier today to report on the BLM protest at 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, I was in class, but that's something that if I had, throughout the rest of the year, if I get people to help me out with news, that could be you going there at 1 o'clock and reporting on it and making your own story out of it. How you can be involved, email me, DM me on Twitter. This is honestly one of the best ways to practice on-air talent and telling a story. You write your own scripts. It's a good way to start. News surrounds us every day. There's always something going on in the world, always something going on locally, nationally, internationally, and it's the best chance to tell all our viewers. And just come join the best news team Oswego has ever seen. That's just not a jab at the Michael Morano, who I know is watching.
I think that was a jab at me. I think that was a jab at me.
But Mike did a great job, and he's the one that got me to do this part of the art of WNYO because I'm really involved with the sports department as well. But he told me to get involved with this, so he did a great job last year. But I always got to be that step above.
Hey everyone, I'm Matt. First off, I don't appreciate the slander of Mike's work as news director. He did a great job. I'm from Long Island, New York, and a broadcasting and mass comm major, graduating at the end of the year. And there you can see my email, mwatling@oswego.edu. I'm also the managing editor for the Oswegonian, so hopefully I'll see you guys at 7.
I did just want to ask you real quick. Did you go to Suffolk at one point?
No, I did not.
You look familiar.
Just one of those faces, I guess. My roles are to maintain the podcasting equipment and also collaborate with Pat, our web director, to get the episodes online. You could see them on WNYO's website, but also we're going to start using a hosting platform, which we're still working on right now to get and purchase possibly. It'll be really fun, really easy, and I also assist in editing and creating the podcasts. So to get a podcast and get involved, there's a form that you can see the link below. One of us will put it in the chat as well to pitch a podcast. Super easy. We just have to fill that out so I get a taste of what your show's supposed to look like and probably talk to you about. Just there's some things I'm trying to add this year that maybe hasn't been there in the past, kind of focusing on a consistent schedule, whether it be with, releasing or posting every single week or every other week. Also with kind of putting caps on the time of podcast. They shouldn't really be more than around a half hour is the not the max, but a good kind of thing to keep in mind. And other than that, you can use your own equipment. Zoom is really great if you don't live with the person you want to record with, or if you have some issues with COVID and trying to social distance. If not, we've got great equipment that we're going to take really good care of, wipe down before and after each use to make sure everything's clean and sanitized. And also, obviously, you'll need some kind of access to GarageBand or Audition, or I know Audacity is free as well, so I can help teach you guys with that if you have any questions regarding the equipment or stuff of that nature. But I'm really excited to get a couple shows in here. We've already got 3 or 4 that have filled out the form, and I'm looking to get at least one show released every single day of the week, which would be incredible. But obviously, there's room for more. And feel free to email me again, mwatling@oswego.edu, if you have any other questions or anything at all.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. I'll pause here for a second for the QR code, but also in the chat, in the description of the YouTube video will be a link to the podcast form. So I'll stay here for like a second. All right, next D-Board member.
Hi, everyone. I'm Adriana Lowe. I'm from Queens, New York, just like Miguel, our hip hop director. I'm a broadcasting and mass communications major, and I'm a senior, which means I expect all of you guys to wear your mask. Don't be nasty and wash your hands, and also social distance, because I'm not trying to have my graduation on Zoom. So my email is alo@oswego.edu. So you guys can reach out to me there for any ideas or anything related to advertising and social media. So some of my roles are creating promotional and advertising campaigns for meetings and events. I also am the face of WNYO, so I pretty much represent WNYO with a positive presence to a wide range of internal and external groups. I can't really do that in person anymore. So being that everything is online, that kind of helps boost our social media ratings. So make sure to look out for our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and hopefully TikTok. I don't know how that's going to work. So if you guys have any ideas, please hit me up. And I collaborate with members for ideas and promotional material. And you guys can be involved by emailing me or even DMing me on any of our social media platforms pertaining to any ideas on how to interact with our viewers, advertisements, flyers, or any guest speakers. And also feel free to schedule a meeting with me as well.
What's up, guys? I'm Aaron. I'm a junior here at Oswego. I'm also the sports director this year. If you see me going like this, because there's a damn fly in my room and I can't get rid of it for some reason. But I'm from New Jersey. I'm like one of the weirdos that decided to come to New York State School from New Jersey because New Jersey state schools are terrible. If you need to contact me, you can email me at avalentine4@oswego.edu. Please follow me on Twitter. I'm 15 followers away from 300. I need to get to 300. It's very important to me, so please follow me there. Also, follow our sports Twitter account at WNYO Sports. It just helps the sports department grow, and the more followers we have, the more people are listening to our sports shows and our live sports that are going on throughout the year. So what are my roles? My roles here are basically I'm in charge of putting live sports broadcasts out. Unfortunately, this semester, none of that is going to be happening because, of course, there is no live sports. But next semester, if you want to call a game, if you want to be on color for our hockey and basketball teams, we do a halftime show and a pregame and postgame show, and then intermission reports for the hockey team. If you want to be a part of that, Jake and I were a part of that last year, and it really kind of helped us grow as broadcasters. We were there. We did pretty much every hockey game, and it just made us a lot better. So if you want to get involved in that for next semester, obviously you can just email me or DM me. I also oversee all sports talk shows. So if you want to have a sports talk show like I do, one of the big projects I have for this year is WNYO Sports Hour, which Jen kind of pitched this year, which is during the week, Monday through Friday from 4 to 5. If you want to be a guest on that show, you can contact me. We can kind of see what we're going to talk about. Jake today called me during the show and was like, oh, I want to talk about the Yankees and the Braves series. So we did a little bit of an interview with him. So I'm absolutely open to that. It gives the station, really good synergy, and it also, gives you an opportunity to be on air and talk about what you want, even just for a little bit. But if you want to have your own, you can contact me, and Abby and I can set you up with that. One of the great things about my job is, though, I kind of work with everybody at work a little bit. With Adriana, I'm running the social media account for WNYO Sports, so she and I kind of could work together on what we're going to post on the sports social media. I work with Abby in that, once I approve your show and once, I hear your show pitch, I talk to Abby about putting it in the schedule. I work with Matt Watling because if you want a sports podcast, he and I will talk to you about that as well. And one of the big things I want to kind of bring back this year is it kind of faded the last couple of years, is the WNYO blog, and specifically the sports blog. I really would like to see more writing done on the website. I think it's a good way to write about something that you're passionate about and have opinions about. You should definitely check out the Oswegonian as well. I write for the Oswegonian weekly, not so much last semester, but the semesters before that, I wrote with the Oswegonian weekly. But the great thing about the radio blog is you could kind of give your own opinion on it. You could put a little bit more of a different spin on it, and there's not so much rules like there is with AP style at the Oswegonian. But I definitely want to start that. So if you want to write for the blog, just contact me, and we'll talk to Pat about giving you a spot. I'm not looking for any assistance at the moment just because live sports really just kind of craters what I have to do this year. But in the future, I'll probably be looking for, more hands to help out with live sports. You can also contact Brandon Ladd and Matt Walling. They are my two assistants for the semester. You already seen Matt. Brandon is the editor, the sports editor for the Oswegonian. So if you know him, you can contact him as well. But yeah, if you want your own sports talk show or just have any questions about, how you can get involved with sports, you can just email me or DM me on Twitter. And this is a short video by a couple of people. I think 2 years ago this was made, so my freshman year, about what it's like to travel for the hockey team for WNYO Sports. This is a really cool video.
Try to take care of business here tonight in Potsdam. We will have a 7 o'clock puck drop for you here. It all starts at 6 o'clock with countdown to face-off here on WNYO Sports, the Laker Radio Network.
David Richer in net, trying to win his 12th game of the season. The anthems have ended. The players have dispersed. They're back to their bench. It's Cole Parzak on play-by-play, Dan Cooter on color, Chris Yackel behind the glass, and Dominic Liotto behind the lens tonight. Cerro has 12 points in his last 8 games and is also on a 4-game point streak. drive, but on the far side post, good save by Skidmore. Puck comes out.
We held on. We found a way to get a win, but at some point it'd be nice to have these conversations and not talk about how we found a way, but rather, we came out and we pushed the pace and extended the lead and finished somebody off.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll send it back to the guys in the studio for the conclusion of Laker Roundup here on WNYO, the Laker Radio Network.
Crazy.
My sister was trapped in one for like 3 hours and some guy puked in it.
No. 5-1 victory, I should say, over Cortland in this arena. Thank you for listening to this wonderful pregame note show, but I'm Chris Yackel for WNYO Sports. Enjoy the game tonight.
Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane.
Oswego and Plattsburgh set to do battle here at the Ronald B. Stafford Ice Arena. These two teams met back on Whiteout weekend as the Lakers came away with a 4-0 win. It's the sophomore from Tonawanda, New York, Jimmy Parita, who will guard the cage for the Cardinals tonight. Looking to pick up his 10th win as this regular season draws to an end for both of these teams. And in net for the Lakers is David Richey, as he will get the nod once again, earning his 12th win of the year in Potsdam last night. Richey brings in a 2.08 GAA along with 3 shutouts. The Lakers will be in their road greens, going left to right here in the opening frame, and for Plattsburgh in their home whites, going right to left. Dan Cooter, Cole Parzik, and behind the glass as always is Chris Yackel on the call for you here tonight. An exciting one as the regular season comes to an end for both of these teams.
And I could have seen this one coming from a mile away as Zizek and Middleton are almost trading punches, it seems. Emerson is in there as well with Novik. We got ourselves a real brouhaha. Emerson is going at it right in front with Chris Yackel. And I mentioned it, folks, you got to be careful here. The playoffs are right on the horizon.
Dom Liotto has got a great shot of that one. Chris, are you looking up here at us? Are you hearing
Chris,
us?
are you looking? Are you hearing? Do you see anything?
It's good that they lost today.
Honestly, we just had the best broadcast of our lives, honestly.
You don't beat a good team 3 times in a row. You don't.
For those of you wondering why Hunter was booing, Plattsburgh is our arch rival, and one of the cool things about that rivalry is, hopefully we'll get it this year, but one of the cool things about that rivalry is Sports Illustrated once called it the most underrated rivalry in all of sports, which I just find absolutely fascinating. So if you want to get involved either next semester with live sports, or if you want to have your own sports talk show, please contact me, DM me on Twitter, email me, and I will get back to you and we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. Now if I can get this to, there we go. Cool. Pat.
What's going on, guys? I'm Pat. I'm the web director. I'm from Newbury, New York. I'm an information science major, and I'm a senior. My email's right there, pochang@oswego.edu. And my other email is wyoweb@oswego.edu. I don't really use that one, though, so just hit me on that one. You can go, Jen. All right, so my roles, there's really not that much to it. I just have to maintain and update the website. So basically, when you guys get your shows all set and whatnot, you guys fill out the bio, all the information on the sign-up sheet. So I take all that, I put it on the website and on the show page, which I'm probably going to like redesign sooner than later. And so, and how you can be involved, you can get in contact with me any requests you want for the website. Say if you want a different bio that you have when you were submitted the show, or if you have your own logo that you have, you can send that to me. I'll put it up, make sure it's on the website. Or even also, I want to get started with people getting their own very own web pages. I might do that with Matt and Luke because I know they want to do their whole thing. So I'm gonna try to start with them and see where it goes from there. I've been actually want to do that for a while, but COVID kind of messed that up last semester. So yeah, and also I'm gonna have to work with Walling with the podcast. And to Aaron's point, I did also want to bring back the blogs. I know when we redesigned the website, I kind of got lost in the shuffle, and I really want to hope to bring that one back. So yeah.
Awesome, thanks, Pat. I'm just gonna stop sharing for 1 second because playing the video messed up the stream, I guess. So just give me 1 second here while I get that back up. I'm sorry about that, guys. That's my bad. All right, there we go. I think we should be back on full screen now. No. Okay, well, we'll just have to carry on this way then. It sucks that it's kind of cut up like this, but all right, moving on to our advisor, Dr. David Kreider.
Hi, everyone. I'm Professor Kreider. I am the advisor, the faculty advisor for WNYO. This is kind of weird because in the past I was never able to make one of these general interest meetings, and now I can remotely because of the pandemic. Okay, well, suppose I'll take advantage of this opportunity to say hello to all of you, especially those who I don't already know as students or advisees. I'm a broadcasting professor here at Oswego. You may cross paths with me if you take law or especially media management at some point during your 4 years here at Oswego. I came to academia coming straight from professional radio, where I spent about 10 years doing a variety of different jobs, including DJ, talk show producer, sports play-by-play, program director, music director, and even doing sports updates in the morning and afternoons. So I've always been thrilled from the 3 years that I've been doing this job to be able to do this because I get to work with all of you, our fantastic broadcasting students. And I've spent the last few years as advisor trying to help build a culture where we're proud of what we're doing here. A few years ago, and our seniors would know this, Jen probably more than anyone, when we first came in here, we were kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the Oswego media organizations. We were kind of and I can say that I'm a ginger. So we didn't have the respect. We were kind of the gang that you couldn't shoot straight. And I came in saying, hey, we gotta make things better here. And we gotta make it so people want to come work here and can be proud of what we're accomplishing here. And I'm so thrilled with everything that's been happening since then. We've been able to upgrade our equipment, both the hardware and hopefully very, very soon, the software with Wide Orbit. Which is absolutely fantastic. We've had some fantastic people come through this station as e-board members, as DJs, as talk show hosts, as play-by-play people. It is definitely starting to prove itself in the form of awards that we've gotten from College Broadcasters Incorporated and the BEA Festival of Media Arts, and we just hope to keep that going. You should be proud to be a part of such a great organization that is getting a lot of notice within the state, within the New York State Broadcasters Association, and also at the national level. We have definitely made a name for ourselves, and we hope to keep it going. What's really my role here? It's to help you guys out. As Jen pointed out, we don't like saying no to people's ideas. Honestly, if you come to me with an idea of something you want to do for the station, either big picture or just an idea that you think could be done with any one of our divisions, my response is going to be, okay, how can we get it done? And if it involves me having to reach out to people, to vendors or to contacts to make it happen, I'm certainly happy to do that. Any kind of other questions that come up as things go along, maybe legal questions or things like that, I'm a good resource for that as well. So I'm happy to be here, happy to see all of you. And I hope we're all looking forward to a very good year. Even with our present circumstances, I think we can still do a lot of good.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Kreider. Yeah, awesome resource, great advisor, great friend. He's just great. I would say go to his office hours, but yeah,
I'm
amazing.
not trying to get extra points or anything, but great professor.
Oh, you have his class this year?
Why else would you say that?
I'm saying that right now. I'm not in any of your classes. But yeah, so great resource, especially with sort of professional work and idea. going back and forth. I would say stop by his office hours, but obviously no one's got office hours this year. We're all remote, which is...
I do have virtual student hours. I do want to point that out. 10:30 to 12:30 Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you want to meet with me during those hours, shoot me an email and I'll send you the Zoom link and we can meet that way.
There you go. Great concession. Thank you, Dr. Kreider. So we'll move on to sort of our e-board openings. Last year, because of COVID, we kind of rushed our e-board election. We had to get everything going and see what we could get done over the summer and everything. So we weren't able to have enough time to recruit people to sign up for our executive board, which is not good, but we filled most of the major roles, which is nice. But we have some openings and opportunities for you and you only. That's not true. It's open for everybody, but you can come in if you want. Our alternative director, this literally could be you. You work with record labels and talk to them and build relations, schedule interviews, listen to new music. You listen to music before anyone else sometimes even gets to hear it. You'll get music that will say, for air on this date, and it'll be like 3 or 4 days away. So you get to listen to music sometimes before it's released to the public. That's a cool opportunity. Obviously, you're expected to not leak that music, but it's there for you. You get to be on the forefront of musical trends, which is awesome. And maybe if you end up building a good rapport with some of the record labels, maybe that takes you on a career path. You're in charge of organizing all of our alternative music and sort of building all that together. You'll work with our programming and music directors on that part. Apply. Send us an email, WNYO@oswego.edu. We're taking applications now, and we're doing this on a rolling basis. So rather than one election day where we do all the interviews at once, we're doing them as we get people interested in the position. We'll schedule a couple interviews at a time, and we'll vote on you then and there and let you know how you did. So if that seems interesting to you, please apply. Another position we have is the business director. We have an urgent need for our business director. Without a business director, we cannot file purchase orders. And with the new SA director of finance, who's being a lot stricter than ones in the past, we literally cannot access our funds until we have an SA treasurer trained. So we need someone to fill this position. If this sounds interesting to you, managing a $50,000 budget, applicable to change due to new SA things, don't get me started. Apply today. Again, email us, WNYO@oswego.edu. We're hoping to get this one done this Friday. We already have a couple candidates interviewing. So if that's interesting to you, let us know. Apply literally tonight. One thing I forgot to mention about these positions. You do need to make a small PowerPoint presentation, sort of pitching yourself to us. Tell us who you are, why you want the position, what sort of experience you have, what makes you stand out from other candidates. Pitch yourself. It's a resume in the form of a PowerPoint presentation. Our productions director, this also could be you. You are in charge of making our promotions, our PSAs, vetting PSAs made by the ad council and putting those to air. You're in charge of making intros, outshows, segment segues. You're in charge of, making sure people are, with their pre-production, post-production work, everything sounds nice and smooth and crisp and high quality. You're in charge of making underwriters when a client asks us to make an underwriter for them. You're the one who's really building the image of the station. Sales director, you make commission, so that's cool. For every sale you make some money off the top of it. And you just, you sell underwriters and ad packages to prospective clients, one of them being Steve's Farm Market and Beverage Center. You're going to have a really tough job this year, though. As we all know, there is a pandemic going on. Money is tight, not only for just us, but for businesses as well that have been devastated over the summer. And it's going to be a tough job, but I know one of you out there can definitely do this job. It's well worth it. Just ask AJ Batista. He was our old sales director. Made some great deals with Steve's Farm Market. So how do you become a DJ? The most important part of the general interest meeting. Well, it used to be do some shadowing hours, shadow 6 shows or 6 hours worth of shows, see what they kind of do, get a listen for what a show should sound like, see how they do some things. Then you do your board op training where you meet one-on-one with someone on the e-board who's trained, and we show you how to use the board, how to mix sound, how to use the board, make sure you know how to use Enco, make sure everything just sounds really nice, crisp when you're on air. And we, answer questions one-on-one with you there, make sure, you really know what you're doing before you take your air check. Then you'll take a written test based off of a handbook. A handbook is like 25 pages long. It's really, really long, but separated into different chapters. So you can just kind of go through and see, oh, I only want to know, this part of the handbook. So you can go there, read it. You should read the entire handbook. Let me reiterate myself. You should read the entire handbook. But for reference purposes, you can go back and quickly find stuff. And we test you on it. It's like a 15-question multiple choice exam. It's really, really super easy, really quick. You can get it done in literally 10 minutes. And then we do your air check. We put you in front of a microphone, in front of the board, with live music, on air, and you got to show us that you know what you're doing. Obviously, we're there to hold your hand in case something goes wrong or you have any questions. But this is your opportunity to show us that you can have your own show. Once you pass that, you're board op certified, and you can go and have your own radio show. This year, because of COVID, we're doing online trainings. Give us until the second week of classes. So the first week of September, the end of the first week, so that would be September 5th, to get all the training stuff in order. Because we weren't able to get into the studio over the summer, we're getting into it now. And we need to go and make those trainings for you. We're going to make videos. We're going to give you test sample shows. We're going to rewrite a handbook. Everything's going to be nice and good for you to go with these online trainings. And the good thing about them, they're going up on YouTube. So if you forgot how to answer the phone, go to YouTube. So that's pretty cool. We're now going to open the floor up to questions and answers. If anyone has any, feel free to either shout out or send it in the chat. Let us know what's up. If you have any questions at all. If not, more power to you.
It can even be a question for a specific e-board member. Like, it doesn't have to apply to like everybody.
Yeah, it can just be anything at all. Anything you were wondering about WNYO, what I had for what's in this bowl right here. I mean, it can be, anything.
What is in that bowl?
Some soup.
Yeah, actually, I have a question.
Hey, Tom, what's up?
Okay, yeah, no, so this is about the so the MCC hours, so that the ones that's the times that we're going to be in the studio, right? So I saw it was like Monday through Friday. So is that going to be, they're not going to be any on the weekends, so nobody can go in the studio on the weekends?
We're not sure.
Okay.
Frankly, this is based off of rumor that we've heard. I got an email maybe 30 minutes before the general interest meeting started from the director of campus life, who basically said, we don't know. We don't know about the hours of MCC. We don't know about the days MCC is going to be open. In the email, he did say MCC is probably going to mirror the class schedule. So like 8 in the morning to either 6:30 at night or 8 at night. So we are going to change the hours that shows are available to have. As far as weekend access, I just don't know at this point in time.
Okay. Because Abby, like I emailed you the times like that I was thinking of, like for Saturday and Sunday. But if they're not like weekend hours, I can email you like other times.
Right. And then we can still keep those weekend hours if you wanted to do a pre-recorded show. But if you do want to be in the studio, it just has to be within that window.
Yeah, I'd rather do it in the studio, honestly, because I'd want to get the opportunity of working with that equipment, and also plus like the pre-recorded stuff. I have a microphone, but I didn't bring it with me, so I'd feel comfortable doing it in the studio, honestly.
Yeah, I understand. I just, based off what the information I have right now, that's what I've been kind of like mirroring the schedule off of, so that rumored like,
all right.
What is it now? I think like 8 to 6, so we can there's a little more room than we originally thought, which is good.
Yeah, because the hours from like Monday to Friday look like from like what was it, like the times that were there, like that would be in the studio time. So I know like from what I was seeing like there, I'll send you the time I'm available for that time, times that work for me.
Yep, shoot that over.
Okay, yeah, sure. Great. Yeah.
Awesome question. Thanks, Tom. Anyone else have any questions?
Oh yeah, hey Jen, I had a question.
Hey, what's up?
So I sent you an email about the alternative director thing to your personal email. Should I send one to the WNYO account instead?
Yeah, I saw that earlier this morning. I had a pretty busy morning today, but I will get to that tonight. I can answer your question for that right now. Let me just check my email for you. But I'm usually better at responding to my email, but it's just been such a crazy first couple of days of the semester.
Right. It's easier for me to just send it to the WNYO or WYN. Yeah.
No, it's easier definitely to send it to someone on eBoard's email that they listed in the slides today. Just because the WNYO email is not all the time monitored.
All right.
Yeah, I'll let you know a interview time that we can set up and talk about it. I'll let you know.
Cool. Sounds good, Jen. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Jen, I have a statement for you to broadcast to everyone else. What should our members who are new joining need when we go remote? What would they require?
That's a great question. If you're going remote, invest in your future. Buy a nice microphone. Buy a nice pair of headphones, buy a nice microphone, and there you go, Sky, Blue Yeti. Invest in your future because you're gonna need it. Because if things stay like this and you want to get a job in the audio field, you're gonna need it. Plus, if you want to do your own podcast or whatever, it's just great to have it. So invest in your future. Buy a nice microphone. It can be a USB microphone. It can be an XLR with sort of cables attached. Aaron, I see you got some stuff to say.
If I'm being honest, microphones absolutely they'll make you sound a ton better. But honestly, I did a couple podcasts over the summer and I didn't have a microphone, and I honestly just used Zoom, and it was super easy because Zoom, once you record on Zoom and the meeting ends, it gives you an MP3 file of the recording. So you can just get that and send it wherever you need to go, whether you're going to put it on air as a pre-recorded show or send it to Matt as a podcast. So Zoom is pretty fantastic. I'm not going to lie.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. That's a great point. So if you haven't got the money, Zoom's a great choice. Jake, I saw you had something to say as well.
No, I was just going to tag along on that with Aaron. We did a podcast over the summer together, and it was me, Aaron, and Brandon Ladd. And none of us have mics, and I would say that if you go back and listen to our podcast, we have them on YouTube and we have them on Spotify. The quality of them sound really good. So for what we use now, I would say that the Zoom audio sounds that came out from our laptops were really good.
Yeah, it did not sound bad at all.
Hi, awesome. Thanks, guys. As far as editing software, Audition, Adobe Audition is pretty cool. CTS is supposed to be able to give us access to that. I haven't figured out how. There's also free alternatives like Audacity. I know that's a sin in the audio production world, but that is a free alternative. Tom.
Oh yeah, I actually have a little thing for that. Because Adobe Audition is actually really great for everybody who wants to get it or something like that. Because it's honestly a better because there's the whole Adobe suite, with Adobe Premiere and all that stuff. I think Adobe Audition is way better even than Adobe Premiere, and it's almost it's a very easy editing software to use with audio. So it's definitely.
It is the professional standard, and that's what we have running on our computers at the station. But if you can't afford Audition, we also have free alternatives like Audacity. Thank you, Tom. Landon, I see you got your hand up.
I just had a question. I was trying to see if what was the email for the production director? Who should I email for that?
Right there, WNYO.oswego.edu. That's our club email. And I'm just having people send it there so I can keep track of everything.
It wasn't delivered, because I sent it, I sent an email there, and it said it wasn't delivered.
It looks like you put in WYNO. It's WNYO.
Oh, that's my bad.
No, literally everyone does it. We've had artists who've recorded a little liner for us, oh hey, I'm I don't know, Taylor Swift, and you're listening to WYNO. It's great. Now we can't use that.
So for that position, you guys you're in charge of making promos and PSAs 30, 60 seconds with Adobe Audition and stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
you're in charge of making all of our pre-recorded stuff. For that interview, we're requesting that if you have any past experience, it's okay if you don't.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them because I came from a community college, and we would make those all the time for our radio station.
Awesome. Yeah, when we go and set up the interview for the productions director, we just ask if you do have samples, throw that in on your PowerPoint or email it to us. And
I can attach it to this email right after this, honestly.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. We'll get in contact with you about scheduling an interview.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome. Any other questions? If you guys don't have any more questions, y'all can start heading out. But if you guys do have questions, ask away. We're here for you guys till.
Actually, I just have a quick question. Actually.
Oh, what's up?
Oh yeah, no, just about with when you say with the for instance with the studio hours, only 2 people can be in there at like, so like when you're doing like, let's say like a radio show, right? Like you have like a second person usually with you for that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So like, how does that like come about? Like, let's say like with my show, if I like want to be like the host, like with the show that I'm doing, like I like pitched it as like for me to be the host and stuff like that. Like, would I like recruit somebody to help me like with the tech stuff, or do you guys like?
So with our board op training, we show you how to use the board.
Okay.
It's not required, but it's highly encouraged. That way, if like you and your co-host, like let's say your co-host is board certified and you're not, and your co-host is sick and can't come in. Again, going back to the pre-COVID days. But if your co-host is sick, they can't come in, or they got a project, or they're busy, or whatever. Then you can't have your show that day. That's why we encourage everyone to get board certified, so that way you and you alone know how to use the board in case show co-host can't make it. With the 2-person rule, that's you, someone either operating the board, or your co-host, or so it's you, one other person in that room, and then if you want like a third or a fourth person, they have to be brought in via Zoom or the phone box.
So that second person can be like a shadow in a sense, like as well, like with like board op kind of thing, like
Yeah, but we tend to like our DJs.
Well, no, I'd be board op, like just in case, like if I want somebody else as well, just as like
absolutely. Yeah,
as a backup, just in case, like something like, like even if I'm board op or there's like a technical, or maybe I forget something like one day, or just somebody have that, but just like almost like an assistant type something there, or like,
Yeah, I mean, that's entirely up to you. As long as the people in the room don't exceed 2 people, you're good to have as many as 2 people.
Yeah, no, because I just want to feel comfortable like with a shadow, just in case, like if like, just a little bit for like, just a little back if it's possible, with that.
Yeah.
But I saw with that 2 rule, it seemed like it was okay. So
yeah.
All right,
good question.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Anything else? Going once. Going twice. Gone. All right. Thank you guys for showing up. I'll let the e-board guys get out of here. Thank you guys who stuck around to the end. Hope you guys decide to sign up, decide to get involved. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.